thing when they see the SpeedStar printing labels at 12 inches per second is the first thing you notice every end user does in a trade show is they're touching that label because they want to see it. They think it's wet. Thank you. All right, so the very special chemistry in Memjet, it's not like any ink chemistry you see at HP or Canon or Epson or Lexmark. All right, it's very unique. It has to have a drop size of 1.2 picoliters. All right, so that's basically water vapor, you know, like fog out on the street. So the drops have to be very small. It has to dry very fast, and it has to be able to stay in the print head without causing any kind of problems in the head, like drying. It has to dry fast on the paper, but you don't want it to dry up inside the print head. Okay? So then you get clogged nozzles, that type of thing. So we do have a very unique ink. A lot of people think we get it from some other place, but we don't. The chemistry is formulated by Memjet, and we just use an outside company to actually manufacture the ink, but we own all the technology. The current configuration for the products here, the Onyx printers and the Astro printers, are these 250 milliliter cartridges. All right. There'll be other products that have different size cartridges, products coming out that have 10-liter cartridges in the future, that type of thing. But this one here just inserts like any other simple cartridge, and it's got various security methods on here and that type of thing, which ensure that you get 100% of the ink sales through the printers that you sell, which is another very important thing when compared to other technologies like thermal. You have to fight for the ribbon business or the label business after you sell the printer. Here you're guaranteed 100% of the ink. All right. So if you see, one of the things, this is a actual, well, it's upside down. It's supposed to be shooting the other way, but we like it shooting down. It makes more sense. You can see an actual ink droplet being ejected from a Memjet head. And the first thing you'll notice is that when it gets a few microns away from the nozzle, the droplet forms a perfect sphere. All right? Now that's part of the ink chemistry. It's got to do with surface tension and management and all of that. But what makes that unique is that when you see the drop as it hits the page, of course if this were plain paper, it would look a little different than this, but this is an inkjet coated sheet. As you can see, they form very evenly spaced, perfectly spherical drops. This is lending to the ability of Memjet to do very good print quality. All right, so they don't look like squares, they don't look like trapezoids or anything like that. And also, the ink has to fire in a certain way, because if you're the size of the drop, it has to be able to be ejected in a very specific manner so that the droplet, again, it's water vapor. You don't want the drops floating out into the air, which they would do if they didn't have the special chemistry that we have. Okay. And finally, I'll just conclude, where is Memjet in the overall world patent view? Well, you can see back in 2000, Memjet came out of nowhere. Of course, this is got Epson, Canon, Brother, Hewlett-Packard, Fuji, Samsung, Xerox, Ricoh, Kodak, Lexmark. All right, so this is all patents related to inkjet technology. All right, so what you see here is Memjet patenting a very large amount of data. To the fact today it's patented, there are worldwide patents being granted about 400 to 500 per year for the next 4 years. All right, but today there are more than, I think it's 3,200 patents granted. And these are not just in the United States, these are worldwide. All right, so what that means in the bigger picture from a business person point of view is that Memjet does not copy anybody else's technology. We do not share cross-licensing. You know, a lot of people speculate that we cross-license with Hewlett-Packard or something like that. That is not true. Everything in this technology is unique. It's very unique. Okay. So that's a little bit of background about the stuff inside. Memjet's business model is very simple. We are like Intel. Okay, Intel makes the microprocessor, but they do not make the laptop computer or the PC or the device that employs the microprocessor. Memjet only makes this, and the ink, and also the controller chip that drives this, because this printhead prints 740 or 750 million drops per second. All right, when you're printing at 12 inches per second, it's 700 million drops per second is coming out of this head. So obviously you need a lot of computing power to calculate where those drops go at that speed. So we had to create our own custom ASIC chip with more than 120 million transistors in it so that you could drive this in a very low-cost package. All right, some controllers that do 1/3 of that processing power will cost you $10,000. All right, we make a chip, it costs $20. All right, so that's the key part of Memjet as a technology. We do not make printers. That's why we're here supporting Onyx and Astro today. We make the technology that's inside. And then what we do is we find OEM partners, such as Astro Machine and Onyx, and we work with them to help them integrate this technology into a printer product. And that's why, you know, when I see the products that are here from both companies, I really respect their technical abilities, and of course Onyx working with the university in Veszprém, being able to mechanically, electrically, and software-wise make all this work. If it wasn't for companies like Onyx and Astro, this would be neato laboratory stuff, but it wouldn't actually be a commercial product, right? So just to be clear, you will never see a printer with a Memjet brand on it. We will never build a printer. Now we do build or design print mechs, but those are only reference designs to help companies figure out how to use this. But this is what we build. We manufacture this in, we have a manufacturing line in Taiwan. We have a company in Singapore. We have companies in Sydney. We have companies in Ireland. We have companies in San Diego, Boise, Idaho, New York. All right, so we do I have a lot of people. There are more than 600 people in the Memjet company, all right, of which many of them are PhDs and, you know, physical chemists and these types of things that make all this possible. All right. Later on, once we get the businesses working out in the market and everything's good, we'd be happy if you're ever in the Asia area and you want to come in and see the print heads being manufactured, we'll be able to arrange that. All right. So it's it's all automated, all robots, and it's all done on a nanotechnology level. There's a lot of nanotechnology in this print head. Right? So we're here to assist OEMs to get them making printers of a wide variety and different types. These are the first few. Onyx and Astro are already working on newer ones to come out later on, that type of thing. We're working on newer versions of printhead. We're constantly improving. As I said earlier, no technology is perfect for every application or every customer, and that's what I think. Back in the days when I was managing sales groups, it was very important for me it's great to understand what a barcode printer does and where you can sell it. Yeah, it makes barcode labels. Okay, great. But where are the areas that it can't do? All right? So when I would manage salespeople, I would always make sure that they understood what the technology couldn't do so that they didn't waste their time trying to sell a customer who would never be satisfied, right? You know, you got to know, it's like poker, you got to know when to fold your hand or when to stay in the game, right? So that's what I want to take you through next, to go through all the things that Memjet is very good at, but also give you some guidance as to what to look for where Memjet is not going to be the right technology for a particular customer at this time. All right? So it's very useful information. We're very open, we're very honest. We're not here to tell you everything is perfect. As a matter of fact, I'm here to do the opposite. I'd like to tell you everything is perfect, but we live in the real world. Other companies will say, will go out of their way to hide different things, say, oh no, don't worry about that, it's going to be fixed later or whatever. But I, from a point of view of the success formula, want to make sure that we all understand everything that Memjet can do and also the things that it cannot do. And that's what you're going to learn over the next hour or so here today with the help of Tina. So I think we're ready to, we need to hand out